the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, and our apparel partners are none other than 656. It's gonna be your boy Aggressive, back on the hot seat with none other than my main man Universe. He's looking cool, he's looking fly, he has the blazer on, but of course I gotta wear the jersey so that you guys can see exactly what 656 has to offer. But from the Esports Club, what we do have to offer for you is gonna be today's matches. Let's head on down over onto that screen, see today's fixtures, because personally, the 12 p.m. game was a banger one, with M42 showing up quite massively right off the get-go. It was an insane one. But let's head on down over towards the MVP standings as we do talk a little bit more about the 8 p.m. matchup with Enigma Gaming going up against Team Arrow. Universe, I'm really excited for that one, just like these players on your screen.
Yeah, the MVP standings is something that, we have. It kind of gives away the best of the best in this tournament right now. And we've got Sami on top. He has 45 kills, 31 deaths, and 8 assists, an ACS of 297, and that's exactly why he's on top over them. Shooter, who has over 300, and of course, Sai yet again making his way here. With him being the jet main this time, is going to be joining this, prestigious three people. And with 89 kills, he is the highest kill getter. But Sami has had the most effective impact in his game. That's exactly why he is going to be on number one. Today, there are nobody playing from any of these four players, but the one thing that we can be sure is somebody from the side of Enigma could make their way on here, or somebody could from the side of Arrow could also make their way down here. It's all about the perception of what they want to be today, and that has to be explosively good as these four players are.
You gotta remember that Excali is now gonna be part of this roster, so in a way, it's going to be an incredible one for sure, how both of these teams are going to be playing up against one another. How has Excali even integrated into the roster for Enigma? Will he be able to rise up to the challenge, or will he just not be able to, you know, stand the test of time here in a lot of these different cases?
Yeah.
Let's head on down over towards the group standing, though, and see exactly how Enigma and Team Arrow are going to be looking. They still haven't played any of their games yet, so in general, let's look at the overall hierarchy of the points, see how's it going to go as we head on down over onto that screen. But the thing with all of the matches that have gone through in the gauntlet already, God Particles, they have stood the test of time. They have won out on almost every single one of their matches, and they're now on 3 wins. God Particles, they're pretty much dominating through the entirety of Group B. not really what we expect, pretty much what we expected, honestly, because God Particles, they are on the brink of becoming a tier 1 roster, but they just need to go through the last couple of changes. But now that it's Enigma versus Team Arrow, who haven't played a single game just yet, their match is probably going to be the one that we're looking forward to the most.
Yeah, it has to be the most forward-look match because we've got both Enigma and Arrow making their debut in Season 4. Enigma being here, the long-standing team over here who have been here for all 3 seasons before this one, and they are going to be going ahead and trying to this time maybe make their way towards the finals. Last time, they have been in situations where they have come to the top 3, by the way, Aggressive, and you and I both remember that very clearly because Enigma are a team that is always somehow falling short to the hands of either GE or VLT. But this time around, they have nobody to stop them. Maybe a couple of teams could be in the way to stop them, but it kind of looks like Enigma's route to the finals right now, doesn't it? Because the only way that they get out of this group, unscathed, with any sort of hits is only by God Particles or by Augless 5. And I don't see anybody else, up to the level where Enigma are currently.
Enigma as a roster in general, they just have so much more potency than any of the other rosters on paper, at least, and especially with the recent addition of Excali, they have an excessive amounts of firepower on their arsenal. To have a fragger like Raw Fuel, Excali, and now who he was a fragger, but now is much more of a supportive player, being in the name of Hika on their side as well. They just have too much to work with in comparison to any of the other teams, and that's one of the primary reasons why I do believe that Enigma, they're gonna be the one to just completely shut everything down. Let's head on down over towards the team intros, ladies and gentlemen, because I know everyone's gonna be hyped up and ready for the matchup. It's getting pretty late, so first of all, let's see Enigma Gaming and what they have to offer. We are talking about the side of Enigma. I think at this point, we can just add on to the fact that RVK and Antidote, they're absolutely cracked out of their minds. And Rexy, he's probably the best clutch artist that you can always rely on.
Yeah, I mean, this is, a squad that we love watching. They've got, since the iteration of both sorry, forgive me, not both, 3 people, that's Antidote, Rexy, and RVK. This squad has become a lot more potent. This squad has become a lot more comprehensive with the way they play. And not to forget, now they've even got Excali, another explosively great person who is a very versatile player as well. Can play the race, can play the jet, can play multiple roles need be, can play the sage, can even up and down if need be to other roles in the team need if possible. He's played the Sage before as well at very few occasions, but Excali is the man who you can depend on in any situation to pull out clutches, to make sure that the plays that they want to execute happen. And well, him just being over here is just more firepower to Enigma, a lot more help that they could be using to try and win this season of Gauntlet.
We're talking about the side of Enigma a lot, but at the same time, another team that is shrouded in mystery and we have no idea about is going to be the side of Team Arrow. So let's shed some light onto that mystery as we head on down over onto their team spotlight. Because in my eyes, I do believe that Team Arrow, being the 3rd best team in the entirety of Pakistan, could just be a pretty big change. But that's the thing here. This roster, they still have a lot to prove. They are now here. They do look quite incredible in their team outfits, honestly speaking. I was surprised when I did see their team jerseys. Not even a jersey, it's a hoodie. And in that sense, this roster, they have the looks and they are pretty strong on paper from what we have seen from their previous matches throughout the qualifiers. But in a way, this team need to shine their brightest here against one of the best teams in the entirety of South Asia.
Yeah, that is true. I think that Team Arrow really need to, showcase themselves as the serious team that they would want to be here. Just as much as they have seen Exploit perform last season, Salt perform last season, they want to be here. They want to make sure that, the name of Pakistan is flying high up in the sky. And they are going to be able to, wave the flag themselves as well, not just Exploit and Salt doing that. And I'm a little curious as to how this team is going to perform. I actually have not that much idea about them. I do not know as many, I've not heard of them winning as much. I've not heard of the team itself as much. I think I've heard a couple of these, times where I've heard the name Team Arrow had done this, they had beaten this team, they'd beaten that team, but not too much. So I'm excited to see what exactly they put forth on the table today. And yeah, let's see what they've got against the mighty side of Enigma, who have got experience in fighting against the SA region for multiple occasions now.
Yeah, they've been in every single tournament that we have posted, and not just in the South Asian region, but also in the entirety of Southeast Asia. They've been making strides, they've been taking a lot of the teams by storm, but for now, what they have to take on by storm are the maps in front of your screen. Let's head on down over towards the map veto screen and see exactly where both of these teams are going to be headed. Because in a way, we know for a fact that Enigma, they don't really care about the maps as much because they have pretty much every single map under lockdown and they know how to play on each and every occasion. But the thing with the recent changes and with all of the switch ups, Breeze used to want to be one of their much more favorable maps, but now that Breeze has completely gone and switched up, a lot of the teams are choosing to pretty much forego the map or completely ban it out, because they don't want to risk having a loss because of how different the timings are on that map in particular, or how differently you need to peak to take side control. So bind being the first initial pickup is not a bad idea, because the bind changes makes the attacking side a little bit more simpler for an execution, and it's not that big of a difference. In the grand scheme of things, it opens up binds to a lot of more different strategies in comparison to what it was before. Like, Universe, you can agree with me that bind was purely based upon bomb rushes over onto B or over onto A. And now that's no longer the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, that is true. I think Bind has, grown in the way that people are playing it, and the way that they are going to make their way, up and about. How Bind works in terms of not just strategy, but also in terms of how you take map control, especially towards, given that there is, this is the only map which has teleporters in it, and you can just literally move away and to two different sides completely. It's one of my favorite maps. I would say it's one of my favorite maps, and I love the fact that on this map we have got this breach and brimstone combo that comes in, because that's no other map. Breach is constantly picked on this map. Brimstone is also, the secondary agent, secondary controller agent that's picked on this map. So I am pretty confident in the way that Enigma plays this, because RVK on that Viper, and then we've got, Rexy on the Sova. We've got Antidote playing the Brimstone if need be, or if they are going to go for a double duelist setup with Excali being there, it's going to be probably a Raze. I don't know what they've got in store, and I don't know what Arrow have got in store for us. But them choosing Haven seems like a little bit more of a safer side. They've not gone for Ascent, so that's one thing that I'm, have noted out, that usually when a new team is coming into the Gauntlet, they go for that, Ascent pick, but then it's usually Haven that comes out second for them. So this could be one of them, but let's find out what Arrow have got for us on Bind, because Enigma, well, to put it in simple terms, pretty goddamn great on Bind.
Yeah, especially with Excali now being on their raise once again, it's going to be quite a difficult feat for Arrow to try and stop any form of execution that Enigma could have on the cards. But once again, you got to remember, a very well-known team that have a lot of bots to review versus a team that is pretty much still shrouded in the unknown. Yes, they have played a lot of games in their own Pakistani region, but now they're not there anymore. They're on the big leagues. They're going up against the entirety of the other side of South Asia to see exactly how their medals goes up against them. So in that sense, they do have the element of surprise in comparison to Enigma, who I'm pretty sure have done their homework, but still, you can't always do a lot of homework in multiple different occasions against a team that you have never really faced. And I'm very sure both of these teams haven't really scrimmed each other as often as well. So let's just see how these fights go, how the coaches are going to handle the teams. And that's going to be the map of Bind. Now, Haven is a pickup for Team Arrow, and I don't know how much I like this. We have seen this time and time again that a lot of the rookie teams, they think that, oh, we can pick the map of Haven and possibly catch these veterans off guard in a multiple different occasions because, hey, it's Haven. There's a lot of different attack strategies that you can go for. You can be aggressive on the defense. You can try to switch everything out. But is that really the case here? I don't really think so, because Haven requires you to have that different sense of mental fortitude and that sense of timing that only comes with experience. So to take Haven against Enigma as your second map, mind you, because the first map will be a very difficult one in general, I don't know how Team Arrow's chances are looking to try and survive this against a 2-0.
Yeah, it is going to be difficult. I think that this is going to be the side of Enigma trying to, get their guns blazing in the first match itself against Team Arrow in the TC Gauntlet Season 4. And this could be their first chance to, win the TC Gauntlet as well. They have been eluding it for 3 seasons. They've not been able to, thanks to Velocity, just basically boggling up the entire competition and taking all of it all by themselves. And now it's up to Enigma to try and make their way towards the upper echelon of the gauntlet, make their way potentially to the finals this time, and get what they want, that trophy, that shield of TC Gauntlet Season 4. And they will have a competitor, which I believe is from the other group. I think Team Exploit is going to be one massive competitor from that side, which I think is going to be able to give a good competition to the side of Enigma. But honestly, this game as well is, Enigma's to lose, man.
Yeah. If Enigma lose this, you know that we're going to be in for a massive upset, and the map of Split is going to be up in the hand. My hands are going to be up in the air for that one. If Bind is taken over by Team Arrow, one of the strongest maps, mind you, for Enigma in general before their addition of Excali. And at this stage, it's just gonna get even more better over time. Now, we had talked about Bind, we talked about Haven, and now let's talk about Split. I know, ladies and gentlemen, we all want to go into the matchup. We want to bring you this match as fast as we possibly can. The players are having a little bit of a problem. We're trying to sort everything out as fast as we possibly can. So, in general, let's just talk about the agent compositions, because Split, I hate that map with a passion. So I'm not going to talk about it just yet. We'll talk about it right at the very end. Let's talk about agent compositions for the map of Bind. With all the recent changes that came on down through, what do you think Bind is going to look like now? I still do believe we're going to be noticing a Viper. We're going to be noticing the double controller setups just completely running amok everywhere. But I do believe that Breach is now a lot more powerful and a lot more potent. He was already really good, but a lot of people tended to take over the Sky because Bind is a map where, due to the close proximity fights, having a little bit more information just allowed you to be a lot more aggressive in comparison to having a Breach, which relies on your Sova to clear out every single corner before you go in for a flash and dash execute.
Yeah, I think that the breach right now is my favorite agent. I've been spamming the breach lock every single time, every day for the last
I wish I had my sunglasses.
3 weeks. Yeah. But I think the breach is a great, agent on this map, given that that could be the secondary initiator you could go for. So was kind of a mainstay of on literally possibly every single map except for the split one. But I think that the Viper, Brimstone, Breach, Sova, and Jet combination,
Mhm.
or if you don't want to play that Breach, you have that Race coming in and a single initiator. I don't see the double controller going away. The controller could be swapped out for an Astra if need be, but most of the times it keeps shifting between double initiator, double controller, or a double duelist. That's kind of how it works. One of those two, one of those three, you know, categories has to have two agents in place at some point or the other. Otherwise, well, you can't really play with two sentinels on this map. And even if you do, it's got to be a Sage and a Killjoy. And if you want to add a chamber into it, well, you never know. A chamber
Oh,
could
okay.
I don't see a chamber on this map. I definitely don't, because there's too many avenues that a chamber cannot hold all by himself. Even though he plays on one site, the other where he does go, it's all about his weaponry. Right, it's all about the aim that you have. As a sentinel, you need to have more utility in terms of defensive qualities. And for this man, it's just one small little bot that he keeps. It has a good range. I agree. It slows people down. That's great as well. But it can be taken out in one bullet. So
Yeah. It's a tough one in general to try and see where Chamber can really fit in. Initially, when Chamber did come out, we always were like, okay, this character is absolutely busted. He has good economy control due to the fact that he has a sheriff on his side and also a big bad sniper rifle to work with as well. I'm sorry if I don't remember the ability names. It's been quite a little bit of time since I last played and picked up Chamber, because why would you pick up Chamber when there are almost pretty much the entire lineup that does what he does better than him? Currently, it's still very difficult to say, okay, Chamber's really broken, Chamber really is really busted. He doesn't really fit the role of a sentinel that well. He's like that hybrid that is much more in favor of being a duelist, and he requires people to facilitate him. So, if you're trying to facilitate a Chamber, then what are you investing in your jet? You need to worry about this methodology whenever you're trying to pick up agents, because whenever you pick up a duelist, you need to think about how much you're going to invest in them, how much you're going to invest in your team, and then how you're going to execute into a site, because you're putting a lot of pressure on that person you're investing all of your utility into. Jet can get away with a lot just because of one singular tailwind. Neon's going to be able to get with a lot when she is going to be eventually part of the competitive meta. But Chamber, he doesn't have any form of movement ability, and his movement ability is primarily an escape tool. It's not really an engagement tool either. So if he doesn't find that first initial pick, and if he dies out a little bit too early due to the fact that he got swung on, yeah, it's pretty much done and dusted there. So I don't think we are going to be seeing a Chamber anytime soon in the competitive meta unless some things really shift around. Or I do believe that Chamber and Neon will be a really strong combo matchup, because Jet and Neon, yes, they make sense, but at the same time, again, both of them require utility to be invested in them to make it all work properly. But with Chamber, he's a little bit more self-sufficient, but he doesn't really work well without having a little bit put into him. But I digress. That's going to be about the Chamber topic. We're going to talk about that a lot more later on. But yeah, that's the map of Bind in particular. That's what we're expecting that map to have: double initiator, double controllers. It's pretty much a normal setup. But for Haven, I want your thoughts, Universe. Talk us right through it.
I think that Haven is something that I personally love playing, just because of the fact that this is a unique map which has 3 sites, right? So there's a lot of different combinations, but usually it's the double initiator that comes in over there. I'm not quite sure how Arrow are going to perform on this map, because, well, I've never seen them play. This is going to be the first time that I'm going to watch Team Arrow play. But yeah, I think that this is going to be interesting, because Haven is something that they've picked. But before we do go to Haven, we've got Bind coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We are extremely apologetic for the delays, but we have the agent selections coming up right now in front of our screens, as the players have been locked and loaded in, and we are good to go.
Yeah, we're going to be jumping straight into the agent selection screen, ladies and gentlemen. No dilly-dallying down here. It's all about the action, and it's all about the matches. Now, let's just see how both of these teams are going to be playing it off against one another. We do see the composition that we pretty much expected. It will be the Viper, it will be the Astra, but Excali going in for a possible Chamber. I think he's just trolling with us. There's no way. He has to go in for his raise. That's a signature, and that is possibly the best pickup on this map.
Yeah, I mean, he could be just messing around with, the point of it. Let's see how exactly it will turn out. The only thing
Yeah.
that we can, find out whether or not Excali, well, he's going to be flirting with it, is until he locks it down. We've got Enigma locked and loaded. We've got pretty much a similar, storyline on either side. Everybody's got the same agents. It's just a case of mirroring over here. Which mirror is going to be a little bit more stronger than the other is what we're going to find out. As Shane is the only one to lock in the last agent, and he is going to be picking up the Astra against Antidote's Astra. Enigma against Arrow. Starting in just about a little bit is going to be in, I really want to see Arrow perform. I want to see them take up more space. I want to see them get a little bit more aggressive, be in the front lines, go and take up aggressive fights against Enigma, show us what they've got, right up front, and not take Enigma as as an entity that they need to respect all the time and stay on the back lines, play on retakes. We'll find out how it all goes down, though, as we are jumping into the game in just a couple of seconds, ladies and gentlemen. But before that, you are going to be seeing a couple of nice faces of the players. There we are. You've got RVK, Excali, and Antidote just slowly flexing. Was that his chin?
Yes, Antidote and his chin. I think his chin has the powers of becoming a really good Valorant player. We can take some pointers from him. And then there's YB. He's already waiting it out. He's looking fly. He's watching the teams like a hawk, being like, I'm watching you guys. You better make no mistakes. And hey, it's Enigma. We know for a fact they're not going to make a ton of mistakes.
Yep. Here we have MSK Goth's Child Everybody's ready, and the coach of Arrow as well. We've all been locked and loaded, ladies and gentlemen, and here's the first round. It's finally on and ready as the side of Enigma take on Arrow.
It's not gonna be as good though here. Look at the positioning.
Ooh, protagonist just under the nose of Excali. Excali's actually gone down to Shane as RVK is going to find success on the other side of the map. There's a lot of fights occurring on both sides of the map here, and it's going to be HZ to get the first one on towards the B side. TA Godchild gets another, and that is the side of Enigma crumbling down. And Godchild looking like he's going to be finding another one, and he will take a dink though. Down at 22 HP, he's gone. It doesn't matter. Rexy's going to fall as well, and Enigma lose the pistol round.
That's gonna be a tough one for them to come on back from. A little bit of a harsh one, but I guess it's fine. Nothing to really worry about just yet. They can switch everything out. They can bring in a little bit more of a systematic play in the following roundup, because currently, you know, it's just a tough one. We always know that Bind is one of the few maps where the pistol round is always a 50-50 coin flip. Either you go in for a full-scale rush and take over the site for yourself, or you just get absolutely dumpstered on in the first couple of seconds trying to go in for an entry. And sadly, this time around, for Enigma, it was the latter. But moving on down the line here, Godchild, yep, he's picking up that Ares. You know that this is going to be my new favorite weapon in the entire game. Sadly, it is not OG because I love to tease him about it at all moments, but you know why that weapon is so good. He pulls out a grenade and he dies for it, but hey, one-tap master RBK. He has got a sheriff in his hand, and you know that this man single-handedly used that sheriff to completely dismantle even the toughest of opponents.
Well, he has got to just wait for his death, or maybe one kill at the very max, and they know this. They know that RVK is a little bit of a cheeky bugger, and look at this. He knows. Oh no! Okay, RVK.
In the sky.
Yeah, just a little bit off the head. But that's okay. 2-0. It started off good for the side of Arrow. But they've got a long way to go if they want to hit the arrow on the bullseye. Enigma are not that easy of a target to acquire. And you gotta be as good as a Sova marksman as you can be to find this target.
Did you write it all down, or are you just telling it off the top of your head?
I'm gonna leave that to your discretion of knowledge.
Feels like this guy was absolutely prepared for this matchup. But on the other side, we do see the Enigma. They're going to be prepared as well. Ooh, that Ares deals a good chunk of damage up towards the face of Antidote as he goes right behind the wall. He's going to be hurting for a little bit here, but still, RBK, you can't miss those shots. He did whip out. But still, regardless, they have a little bit of an advantage to work with. But without RBK, this side execution is just going to get a lot more difficult for them to hold. Shane from the side is going to be good for a dink through the wall, but Raw Fuel, he has a better weapon. He's going to be the one to survive. Excali holding him around the corner. He's trying to jiggle it out, but Raw Fuel, he's not going to be giving anything away. Takes out Protagonist. Excali's going to be able to shut down one more for himself. Make it a 2. And a 2-1 scoreline. Finally, it will be the side of Enigma being able to answer back on a very, very solid win for their first initial buy round.
Well, Enigma are gonna lose only one player, so that's a good thing that they've got going from that previous one. It looked like they were almost gonna lose another. Antidote was pretty low because of that spray down from Protagonist. With that dreadful weapon Ares, or should I say beautiful weapon Ares.
It's kind of beautiful now, but at the same time,
beautiful.
It feels wrong to say.
It's dreadful for a lot of people, but honestly, I love it. I love the Ares meta, man. Shane almost caught off by that grenade pull combo, but he's gonna be getting away pretty easily. As Godchild on the back of side can be without having any sort of problems. Protagonist pushing up towards A main, that much is gonna give a lot of information, but Godchild, busy taking out the drone, is gonna lose his head to a Raw Fuel. And now they dash right in. Both Excali and Raw Fuel, the duelist combo. Such a deadly combo it is, have got the side for themselves and their team. The plan goes down, and with this 4v5 retake in their hands, Team Arrow need to find some sort of an avenue, but it's Rexy who gets one. Rexy who finds two, and Rexy looking for a third. He will be getting it, and Excali wants everything else for himself. Gets taken down. Protagonist is telling, don't underestimate me just yet. And Raw Fuel missing a lot of shots. Okay, let's just forget that ever happened.
Raw Fuel's gonna be like, yo, time to shake it off, time to shake it off.
No, what? Raw Fuel wasn't even there. What are you talking about? That was not Raw Fuel.
Yeah, he was A.
That was an after image of him. He's already on the A side.
Yeah, he dashed so hard that he left it after image to go and kill people. Those bullets were made of paper.
Yeah, he's just looking at the opponent and be like, ha! Meager child. That is my after image. I've left it on for my teammates to kill you. As lame as I sound, Raw Fuel wasn't that. So let's just continue with the game. 2-2 now, as Enigma look to have good control of the game, but Shane and Protagonist pushing up like this, give them one kill, but one more though. Raw Fuel finds two. Godson will be able to pick up a weapon, but before he does, he's got to face RVK, and RVK is not leaving any sitters here. Excali finds 8Z, and that's going to be another Enigma round that comes off pretty easy. Could have gone awry, but having dropped 2 weapons, I think that's pretty good enough, right, Aggressive?
Yeah, 2 weapons dropped. Not really the end of the world. 2 and 3 scoreline. You can pretty much just done and dusted and just be like, hey, we got an operator on our side. So now is where the defensive side becomes a lot more easier for us to take control of. And now that the operator is online, I do believe that Enigma, they've already read into the situation pretty well. So that's the thing here. If Arrow are not able to win this round, I think they're gonna fall apart instantly. There's no way they can bring themselves back from this one. A massive economic investment. Unless they take out at the bare minimum of 4 players and then lose out on the round, or even if they are able to win it, they need to win 2 consecutively to try and get themselves out of a massive economic deficit.
MSK.
But look at Enigma. Full control.
Raw Fuel. Such a sneaky little fella. Gets past. Even though Excali's gone down on the other side of the map, his team has taken over the A side like it's just a daily business. And Godchild, he could be on a pretty great backstab, but Rexy expects it. He knows that this is going to be the case. And he's waiting. He knows it. He wants it. He's going to find it. Hopefully. He needs support, and he's got it! Raw Fuel finds the easy kill onto Godchild. As 8C takes up a little bit of poisonous damage, but now in this 3v4, what do you expect, Aggressive? Do you think a retake is in any way possible, especially with an operator involved?
Yeah, the retake's gonna be difficult, but if 8Z is gonna be able to hit a shot like that, it should be able to work, but it's gonna be a tough one. Protagonist on this operator, he needs to be the one to show up, possibly. It is a 3 versus 3 retake, pretty much clone versus clone, but the attackers, they have so much more to work with. Enigma, they're gonna be good for that first initial kill. Raw Fuel playing Vikings out here. He doesn't care about the vulnerable line. He just swings out immediately, spray transfer it down to 2 heads, and insta-pops them immediately.
Makes up for that one whiff he had.
No, what do you mean? As I said, now now he's in his final form.
Yeah, now he's Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, the blue one. I love me some Dragon Ball Z, and to be honest, kind of looks like they are, Excali and Raw Fuel are like the Goku and Vegeta combo. I love it. I love me some Dragon Ball Z. I love me giving some protagonists some names. Both of them, the Super Saiyan Blues in their own right. As this time Enigma choose to yet again send Rexy's drone towards A. They found one right up close, and MSK is going to be sprayed down. Dashes away, Raw Fuel. Finds an easy frag, but they've got 2 more to find here. Protagonist is holding a shorty, but that is not where you peek, my guy. Not with a shorty, you don't. That grenade might stop them for a couple of seconds, but Raw Fuel is hungry. And he wants a lot of food right now. And his food is going to be these kills. Raw Fuel with another 3k. What on earth is this man doing?
This is just what you call a fast one from them. They're not even stopping for a single second. The amount of pressure being put on by Enigma, it's pretty much choking down any form of hopes and dreams that Team Arrow could have had. The last 2 rounds that they were able to win were just the pistol and the anti-eco. Now that the timeout has been taken, Godspeed, he's trying to calm down his squad and to give them a bird's eye view from what he has already seen out of all of the players. He's talking them right through them. He's talking about the problems that they are facing, and primarily here, Universe, the main problem that they are facing, from my perspective at least, is the fact that they're holding very one and done angles, and they're not really peaking together as a squad for trades. Enigma, they're getting a kill through completely complete two-man pushes, and they have a trade fight already going. But from the other end, where's the utility being used to stop any form of these aggressive rushes? It feels as though Team Arrow, they're taking gunfights instead of using their utility that they have was a double controller setup, mind you, to stop any form of these aggressive rushes.
Indeed. Arrow really need to try and make themselves a little bit more stable. This aggression is looking really off for them. They're not able to handle it.
There.
And Enigma this time choose to put out their aggression towards B. Excali shifting things up, trying to clear out and take the hookah control all for himself. As protagonist, oh my god, Rexy. Rexy, my boy, gets a beautiful shot, but he is going to be losing his teammate in front of himself. Excali jumps out with the showstopper. Rexy! Oh no, both the Sovas pull up their bows at the wrong time. And there is gonna be a leg. Excali coming from the back end, finding another kill, helping out Rexy over there. But he's lost his teammate, but that's okay. Enigma still have the man advantage, and they have the side as well. The only thing they need now is the spike. And I have no idea why. Is the raise on the side of Arrow still on A? Why is Godchild still here? I mean, I get it that the plant has not been done yet, but now even the MSK is rotating away. He's thinking about it at least.
I think they're expecting
a fake.
Yeah, they're expecting a fake and a jump down over towards that A side. That would be the much more smarter move, but I think they're reading into the situation way too much. MSK, he could be going in for a save entirely.
30 seconds
but
left.
Now that the site has been fully cleared out, Antidote, he has all of the information in the entire world. He has nothing to worry about. He can just wait around this corner, just chill, and go in for the plan. They have full control of B side. It's a 2 versus 2 retake situation.
10 seconds left.
MSK, okay, interesting lineup. Throws it after the plant's been done though, so that's not gonna help anybody. And it's, they're getting up close. RVK will be touched just a bit by that snake bite, but he's gonna be okay. Godchild running onto the side. RVK listens to all of this. He knows both of them are behind him. He gets one through the wall. He gets a second one as well. And RVK puts up another one for Enigma on the board. Everybody from Enigma performing, and it looks like Antidote, well, he's not even getting to see any players, but it doesn't even look like he needs to.
Yeah, the controllers are having a pretty rough time from both sides as well. Shane, he has been performing, but not as much. RVK's just been popping heads constantly. But that's the thing here. Enigma, they have so much more control. They have almost nothing to worry about. All the strategies that they're planning out, it's pretty much working for them like clockwork out here. And once again, we see the same exact push from Enigma trying to go in for a B-side execute. And I'm not noticing a lot of these different changes in protagonists. You cannot jiggle these corners, not against raw fuel. It just never works out. Ooh, Excali. He tips out immediately because of the satchel play. He's going to be a smart one for that. You exactly what he was going for.
Yo, that must be so scary. That must be so scary to face that off like that.
It. Valorant is a horror game, and you cannot change my mind about that.
Like, imagine, you know, it's just so scary, man. Now, Excali's gonna find an easy kill here for sure. But what does this mean for the side of Arrow? The cause of this is because the side of Arrow are not able to hold on to their defensive lines. They're peeking unnecessarily, which I think they need to stop. Yeah, they need to really stop going out for the angles. I get it that you have a jet, you have a race, and you know the duelist should be peeking out, but he's not able to even procure an operator on every third round. Now he has it. Now there's a chance, but allow him to peek alone. Maybe if they had an initiator that could support the jet, would have been helpful, right? Like a breach or even a sky. but that's not the case. So they need to be a little bit more passive in the way they're playing, and that's what's going to allow them to get these rounds. But every time they go up a little more closer than what they should be doing, they're losing lives. They're losing literally every single thing that they have to defend that side. And eventually, Enigma putting up rounds that is looking almost too easy for them.
It's just... For now, positionally, they're not in the best of spots, but Raw Fuel, he's gonna try to dip out almost immediately. He's not gonna be risking that anytime soon. A lot of utility has been invested from the defense. They use the Hunter's Fury, a Gravity Well, and also the Pain Shells. Pretty much everything has been thrown out. And now what do they have to try and hold this fort down? Snakebite has also been used. Toxin Cloud's gonna be going down as well. And MSK, either he makes this Viper's Pit work, or Enigma, they're just gonna head down over towards the A side instead.
Oh, MSK, he's gonna eat that. Excali goes behind the side, and he's gonna run away towards.
Oh my god!
Look at this man!
Okay.
No way! No way! He's just gone. He's just gone. And he's gonna absolutely destroy this side now, unless there is a Sova who's gonna look at him. HC, he's gonna find him, but Rafiel's already taken out Godchild. Shane's the only one on the side now. There is time afoot. 12 seconds left. The plant will go down.
10 seconds left.
Nobody's gonna be stopping that from happening as Rafiel finds another. 4 versus 3. Retake yet again, and retake looking a little bit more dwindly.
Yeah, it's just not gonna happen, not anymore. Arrow. They're pretty much down in the ditches. MSK, he does find one more kill for himself, but still this lurk is not gonna be looking that beautiful. And he's gonna be good for one. Half Idikus has already gone through. Hurts, he's been such a good player. 8C, you need to find one more kill, buddy. But Antidote, he already has the backup angle gone for his fellow teammate. And with that, it's already a 2-8 scoreline. It's looking quite rough for them here, Universe. I don't know how they're gonna be able to turn this one around. Arrow, they're lacking direction. They know what they need to do, but the team play and coordination from Enigma is just far superior in this type of scenario, seemingly.
Indeed. There's absolutely nothing you can do to stop these guys. Like, it's just not working. Nothing's working for them. What can you do at this kind of situation? You just need to, try and work together more as a team. Stick together. In 3v1s or 3v2s, that's how you gotta work. Because you need that first frag. And that only comes when you allow your opponent to come to you. But this time, Godchild, being a little bit aggressively ambitious, finds himself in a good position to get that kill. Rafiel will trade back on the other side of the map though. As Arrow are in a tight spot, but MSK is trying to relieve them. One more MSK doing the work. Excali comes on top to find that kill. 2 versus 3. For the first time, the advantage of men for the side of Arrow. Are they going to be able to make it a win?
Not looking that good for them just yet. And
why? What? Okay.
you don't get away with something like that. It just they're getting a little bit too overly ambitious here. They need to try and figure something out here already. Well, Vine's probably not gonna be going in their favor. If Anti hits that shot, he does miss out on it, but still, it's all up to Excali. Still very much alive. He's still kicking to try and find this one out. He can
he's calling the
just gonna wait it out. That's gonna be the first. He already spotted out another player. Throws out a page shell.
No, Excali.
Prime. But still, there's more than enough time to go in for the defuse. He really didn't need to go in for that peak, and Protagonist is gonna be able to get away with murder here. 2-8 down to a 3-8, and a possibility of a 9-3 scoreline right around the corner.
Last round in the half.
Oh, it is the last round of the half, and that is going to translate to one thing. It's either going to be 9-3, which is the cursed scoreline, or 8-4. Either way, Enigma have done more than enough to win this round. So forgive me, win this half. And given that they have now the operator yet again on Rafiel, because well, their economy never really went away. Even if they were 2 rounds ahead of this, they would still... Okay, Rafiel's actually chosen to not go for the... Okay, he's gone back for the operator. No, he's not. He's got... What is this man deciding on? Oh, Protagonist. Protagonist!
Oh!
You need to be really good with those knives, my guy. Not unlike Rafiel. Okay, I'm gonna give it either way. Both the Jets struggling with their knives, but... Yeah. RBK though. He's just as good with the Vandal as he's with any other weapon. but only good for one though. Too much pressure given by Godchild. And with the B side open, one person here, that is Shane. Excali is gonna take the entire side all for himself. Cover up the smoke right next to Hookah as well. And that's gonna be Shane's cue to move out and find a kill thanks to his own utility. Antidote's made his way here. He's trying to find the kill towards Elbow. But it is a difficult angle to face off. He will take down the counter Astra. And now it's a 2 versus 2.
Last player standing.
And Excali will shut down anybody who comes in and takes out his teammate Antidote. It's going to be another round for Enigma, and that's going to be the 9-3 half that we were looking at for Enigma to take home at the best of their abilities.
They're just getting picked up one by one here. This is not how it's going to work out. It's 3-9. It is the cursed scoreline, but this scoreline requires you to have a little bit of a prerequisite already. You need to win out on this pistol unless you win here on your own attacking side, mind you, which is much more of a harder side to play in general when you're running a double controller setup. It alleviates some of the pressure whenever you do play a double duelist. You have a lot more of those aggressive tools you need to break in and enter into a side compared to if you had something like a Killjoy or a Cypher in the place of that Raze. But it's still not easy to break in and enter, especially against a team of Enigma's caliber. They have the sidelines for themselves, they have the control, but that was such beautiful usage of utility. But no, the paint shell, it doesn't land properly. And Excali, he's just gonna be able to get out of it for free.
He's still alive somehow. He's still walking it. His teammate's gone down. He's looking for kills. Not gonna find it though. Protagonist and Godchild find it. Rexy with one. Rafuel with another. Rafuel's looking for more. Dings both of them, but close but no cigar. Pistol goes to the side of Arrow, and they have a breathing bit of fighting chance.
Yeah, that I have no idea what happened in this round. Do you know what exactly went on towards B? Universe, I don't think you noticed that. Protagonist ran in from Garden, jumped up to Hookah, and they pincered both of the players sitting inside of Hookah when there was still one person inside of the site. Confused, Unga Bunga?
Indeed. Oh my god, Antidote deletes
my
Protagonist. Now that's gonna hurt in the morning. In places he does not expect, but Shane and Godchild will stabilize. Excali again went toward the opponent's spawn, but he's gonna be okay to come back and just give a little bit of damage to one player. RVK gets another beautiful headshot with the Sheriff, but that's about it. 2 players have been dropped from the side of Arrow, and that's the max that Enigma could have hoped for. They've done a good job, and now they're gonna have a 4-bye.
It's gonna be fine now. It's a 5-9 scoreline. One more round for the blessed scoreline of that 6-9, but for now at least, I don't believe this is gonna be going that beautifully as you would have expected for the side of Enigma just yet. They're gonna try and feel out all that they can here for their matchups, and we know for a fact that Enigma, they haven't really having the best of days when it comes down to the pistol round, but I digress. When it comes down to the buy rounds, they're always able to perform regardless. They're just gonna wait it through, and just as I stated, it's all about the buy rounds, baby. And here is where Antidote is gonna be able to shine. Gets all the kills that he needs, shuts down all of the players, and now Raw Fuel, he's just gonna be tapping those heads as much as he possibly can. Shane for waiting from the sides. What Excali? He's like that doorman that whenever you go to a person's house, the doorman just comes in and be like, where are you going? Who are you? Why are you here? Excali, he's just gonna shoot him down immediately.
What a game this has been. It's been, you know, just jumping up and forth so fast. It's been so quick so far. We've not even started off. It's not been that long since we started off even. And we're already on the scoreline of 10-5. If you think it's just been a couple of minutes since we started, I've absolutely, you know, not had my eyes to check the, not had the time to check the time. If that makes sense. Does it?
No.
I mean,
the
even
opposite.
even Vipey's looking at the screen and maybe he heard me. He's like, "What the hell is this man saying?" Oh my god! Just shut up.
Confusion levels over 9,000. Even my brain is trying to process what is happening. But what we are going to be processing right for now, at least, is the match on our screens. It's a 5-10 scoreline. It was Enigma who won out on their buy round. So, in general, yeah, it's not the end of the world just yet. So, let's just see how it's going to work out for them. It is going to be the buy round for Team Arrow. They will have similar level guns against the defenders. So how do they want to enter this? How do they want to take this engagement? It's all up to them right here and right now to try and set up proper pace and a proper matchup for themselves. If they lose here though, Universe, I think we could just be looking at the map of Bind just being absolutely done and dusted.
Well, this is their one do or die round. This is going to be the most important round in their journey so far to make a comeback happen. And look at Enigma, the information that they're gaining thanks to raw fuel B is almost cleared up completely. They will realize that they're rotating in here, but what they don't know is that raw fuel is waiting here for them, and he's not running away at all. He's trying to push them back. They're actually not even going to fight him as a team. They literally have no idea, and raw fuel is gonna get away with an easy kill. How is this being allowed? They are just look at the map, man. They're actually not even thinking about taking out Raffle. They're going straight to the side. And that is a really bad decision to make. Leaving him alone, fight off 1v1s. What are you doing, Arrow?
You can't get away with something like this. You just can't. You pretty much are breaking your team apart in multiple different fronts. You left Shane to face off against Raw Fuel alone.
That's... no.
I don't think that's gonna work out, man. The team is falling apart mentally, and it feels as though they don't have a proper answer to any of this.
You know, I think that's kind of a given that, when there is one player isolated towards one side of the map, and you kind of know that he almost has no support. The one thing that you have to do is find out whether or not you can kill that person, and you can, because it's 3 players who can go up against one and try to find that, avenue to open up stuff. You have one player who you can take an advantage of. Why would you not do that? And because of that one small mistake, now look at this. Shane's seen him. Shane's seen Rafuel, and Rafuel has a spike. But what Shane doesn't know is that Antidote is always around his teammate to support him. And because the spike is right in front of Rafuel's eyes, he's going to turn it away for just a second. No! MSK! He will stabilize. He will get a beautiful shot. But now the rest of his teammates are covered up. Excali gets HC. Rexy finds Protagonist, and Rexy is also going to find MSK. This is pretty much done and dusted. This is, it's over.
Match point.
This is pretty much the last buy round. An Arrow. They know it's their do or die. Unless they take it here, it's just done. But then again, it's the map of Bind, and to try and possibly get so many rounds consecutively, it's just not gonna work out for you. 7 rounds, Universe, 7 rounds.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's impossible, because we have seen it happen from Reckoning and Team Valor, but against this squad, he's not even whiffing a single shot. Just as I said, that's gonna be the first initial kill. Ooh, they're getting a little bit too overly confident here. And this could just cost them, but look at Excali. Look at the boy. He's already pushing up. He's trying to go in for a couple of their own swings. Maybe they're going to be able to get away with it. And it's going to be Excali getting the first. He needs to worry about multiple different fronts now. Protagonist, one on the back, one on the front, one on the side. He's going to be going for another one. He's looking for a couple of more kills. But Rafuel should be able to get a freebie. It's not going to be Rafuel, but he forces Protagonist into a very uncomfortable position where Excali is going to be the one to shut him down. RBK, you're going in for a solo push without your team?
That's a little reckless, but RVK has given information that probably one of them is going to be pushing up towards Elbow. And that's exactly why I think Excali is expecting that as well. He's got a boombot to work with, which he can throw down, but he will throw it towards the side. But Excali's aim is more than enough to take down the mighty Shane, and he will be caught off guard with his grenade in his hands, and it's all under raw fuel. He's got an operator. He's not going to be hitting it. Neither are his knives. That's going to be another round for Team Arrow. And they live for one more.
Arrow's gonna be able to survive for a little while longer. It is on the 6 and 12 scoreline here, Universe. It's gonna be a tough one for them, and we are giving the side of Team Arrow a pretty hard beating from our own end as well when it comes down to analysis, because they are known to be the third best team in the entirety of Pakistan, and to see them make mistakes like this, very rookie level mistakes, they are slowly but surely coming back from it, but is it too late for them?
Did I just see Excelli trying to take Rafael off of it?
Hey, utility for utility. That's my spot, not yours.
Well, protagonist trying to make a move towards B long, getting up close as Shane is trying to put down his smokes. AVK needs to be careful, but he's in a very cheeky position. He's covered up from the right as well, and that's an easy kill. He's gonna throw down. He's still not getting away from here. Wants to fight Shane, will go down to him. Not gonna be a kill that he's gonna be too proud of. But Rexy's gonna find again another player who's completely unaware of his surroundings. 4 versus 2. The world has been divided against the side of Team Arrow, and Shane is stuck on the other side of the world while his teammate is trying to make his way towards Hookah with a spike in his hands, and he's left all alone in this one little corner. 30 HP to his name. One shock dart from Rexy could take him out, as Rexy does send out an Aljon to scout out things over here, and he will be seeing that player right there. 8Z needs to make a move happen for his teammate to try and get into the side, but
you will not do this.
it's
He's
over.
doing it.
It's over. It's pretty much done and dusted.
PB.
What are you gonna do? You've got 15 seconds left.
Oh,
Shane might get this kill, but it's not gonna work. It's over. Enigma win 13-6.
They take this map away. There's no way to sugarcoat this one, because in a way, Team Arrow, they just didn't have a plan to try and take over the site for themselves. Enigma's defense was just too strong. Their attack executions were way too clean. They had better communication in general. That's what gave them the advantage in all of it. It was a tough one, and at the end of the day, you can't really change any of that. They were just a better squad. They just had the better chances. And Team Arrow, I'm really hoping that they're going to be able to just go back to the drawing board and try to fix out a lot of their mistakes, because it was very fundamental flaws that held back the team. And that's why we were having such a hard time trying to give them any form of advice throughout all of it. We were trying to analyze, we were trying to break everything down and to give them a proper strategy to maybe take on Enigma, but that's the thing, it was all fundamental mistakes throughout all of it, causing these type of problems. We're going to be heading on down over towards the match highlights to get a visual representation of what really went wrong throughout the entirety of this game, break everything down for you piece by piece. But in general, the long story short of it all, Universe, was that the fact that Enigma, they just played Valorant way better than Arrow here. It wasn't even a strategic diff, it wasn't even an aim diff. It was just the fundamentals.
Yeah, it kind of was. I think that, the way that they were playing Arrow was just it almost seemed like they were unaware of the surroundings at multiple times. When when they're walking out with their knives at Hookah, they're expecting nobody from the opponent to be there, even though that the B side is swarmed with these people. And it was not just one time aggressive, it was multiple times. You saw it as well, and pretty much sure that everybody saw it, that the side of Arrow were trying to do something that I don't know whether or not they were thinking it through, or they were just going with the flow, or whether they were just like, all right, well, let's see what happens on B. Let's just go towards B and see who's there and who's not there, and then see what after that. There were no set strategies as such. It was just going by the flow, spreading your players across, seeing whether or not they win these duels. And when you know that you're not able to win these 1v1 duels against the likes of Rafuel, Excali, Rexy, any of those, that's when you stop playing as a team, because that's what timeouts are for. They didn't even take a timeout in the second half, which they could have. They did not try to make a move in terms of a team. There were multiple times where it did come out like this, but then Rafuel's individual brilliance was what completely threw them off guard. And they needed to find a counter. Rafuel, by the way, 26 kills for this man. He had just 12 deaths, and that's almost a 3.2 KDA, 3.1 KDA. Sorry, 2.1, 2.2 KDA.
2.1.
Forgive me. My math is not that. Yeah, my math is not that strong. That's exactly why I'm in this industry.
You gotta roast yourself that hard, man.
Yo, it's not a roast. I swear it's not a roast. I love being in this industry. I hate math, so
But
the only
that
math I
is like
know
a
is skills, not dividing, addition, and all that. Nah. It's just the numbers I see on screen. Because, like, the kill board gives me math.
that works out. I'm much more of a math nerd, so let's just see what they expect here. But we're now at least let's going by the rounds. I don't know what else to say. Arrow, you need to just come together as a squad. Your strategies are not that bad. Initially, I honestly thought that okay, they have a strong starting plan in mind when they're trying to go in for an execute, but when it comes to adapting mid-round, it feels as though the team just loses its direction immediately. They don't know how they're gonna turn around. If they have 3 players alive versus 3 players, the 3 versus 3 situation doesn't really hold any fruit to them. They're just taking gunfights here, trying to maybe work something out. They're not using their utilities to stop any form of aggressive rushes. Just look at the side of Enigma, for example. Look at how the utility is being popped in all of these different occasions. Utility reigns supreme for them, while from Team Arrow, they just opted to not go in for any form of utility play whatsoever. They completely relied on their gunfights. And that's one of the prime reasons why they lost here.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm still gonna give the side of Arrow the benefit of the doubt. They have chosen the map of Haven, and I hope that they are gonna be able to, stand forward on what they've chosen and the way that they think that they're gonna be playing Haven. Because this is the first time that I've watched them play, and there are gonna be a couple of chinks in the armor every here and there, every now and then. And this is probably one of those. So it's okay. I think that Team Arrow deserve to be given the benefit of the doubt. And even if they don't pull it out this time around, they still have a lot more matches to go. And talking about the scoreboard, we can see it. It's pretty clear and evident that Team Enigma had the upper hand in pretty much predominantly every single area. Raw with 26 was way well in ahead of anybody else on the server. 10 kills more than the second one, that's Gottshell with 16, and he's the only one who actually made an impact on this team. Shane did as much as he could with 12 kills, while the rest were on 8, 8, and 9. Whereas Excali, Rexy, and Antidote, and RVK all were pretty similar in terms of their kill contributions. And overall, Raw Fuel was the star of the show today. Multiple 3Ks, multiple 4Ks. Would not hand himself an ace, but, well, there's another map to do so, maybe.
Maybe it's going to be a little bit better when it comes down to their own home map, but is it going to be as simple, Universe? We don't know just yet. Let's see how both of these teams are going to be playing it out. And if Team Arrow are even going to be able to switch everything out for their side. Looking at this kill board as well, we pretty much said it all. Godchild, he was having a field day out there trying to go up against Rawfield to try and shut it all down, but it was just not enough. Now, was it? Multiple different occasions, we saw the team just start jumping around corners, just bunny hopping across, trying to see if they can find any form of an advantage. They got a little bit too carefree, and you cannot do something like this whenever you're going up against a squad of Enigma's caliber. You need to take it slow, you need to take it steady, you need to be smart about it all. But for now, they get a well-deserved break. They can just mentally reset themselves. Godspeed can talk to them. YB can talk to Enigma, give them a pep talk, keep them in the zone, because the map of Haven could go either way. We're going to be heading on down over into a short break, ladies and gentlemen, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you real shortly with the LG Ultragear presents the Tec Gauntlet Season 4 powered by Crucial. Our apparel partners are none other than 656, and we'll be coming back in just a little bit.
from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, and our apparel partner said none other than 656. A little bit of a scene happened on the back end, that's why we are laughing, but for now, it's gonna be smiles for the side of Enigma, but when you look at down through for the other side, it's not gonna be the same. Let's head on down over towards the map veto screen and see exactly where we're gonna be headed for game number 2. We have to recompose ourselves as
We do have to
well towards
recompose.
the other side, because for now we're gonna be heading into Haven.
Yep, Haven is going to be an interesting, map, that's for sure. Just because of the fact that Haven has been picked up by Arrow, so I'm interested to know what exactly is going to be their gameplay and their strategy plan on this map. Because Bind clearly wasn't their cup of tea. I don't know if they were, choosing. I don't know if Bind is one of their weakest maps, or if they don't really like playing Bind as much, or they're okay with Bind and don't mind it being in the map pool. But it clearly looked like they were struggling on Bind, and that's exactly why we have the 13-6 scoreline coming in. Now that we're going on Haven, another Enigma map, by the way, this entire pool is just it's catered for Enigma. It's made to their tailoring needs, and that's exactly how they're going to be taking it as well. Now, again, if we see Excali and Raw Fuel go up and be the usual selves of Goku and Vegeta, or another dynamic duo, let's say
Shinchan.
Shinchan. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna casually ignore aggressive over there, and any dynamic duo that that is very, very aggressive and is upfront about what they do, it's gonna be Raw Fuel and Excali yet again. Whether if they choose to go for the double duelist, well, are they gonna be that aggressive?
It could just happen here because primarily the map of Haven really does facilitate a team that knows how to use their aggression properly. But at the same time, Universe, another one of the key problems on the map of Haven is that a lot of teams have shifted away from the double duelist composition and now have started to play a lot more of the double initiator. Now, this is where the real problem starts to lie. Previously, Enigma, we knew what they were gonna play. At all moments, Hika was the one to pick up the sky. But now that they have Excali and Raw Fuel together, I don't know. I'm just in that state of like, okay, I have no clue what composition are they gonna play. Are they gonna shift back to their double duelist comp style, or
Well, let's find out. We are going to be jumping into the game, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to be seeing what exactly is going to be the composition, whether or not it's going to be yet again another in-your-face, upfront, blow you with explosives and knives composition, or we're going to see Excali with the Reyna. Okay, I like this. Rexy is flirting with a KO, which I've never seen on Haven before. Well,
I question the KO pickup.
predominantly because of its mere size, but if Rexy does decide to go with it, I am going to be actually a little surprised. We have Protagonist shifting up his role. Gottschall's been given the green signal for the Jet, and he's going to be playing the Sky, it looks like. It's been a while since I've seen the Sky, by the way. Kind of went off after Breach got his shift into the meta. But yeah, it is going to be interesting. I want to see what exactly they lock in. Rexy going for that KO, not really that convincing. I'm not going to say that he is going to stick to that KO. It should be a Sova, is what I think, because Rexy doesn't really look like, you know, a robot playing. Yeah, there it is. He looks like more like a bow and arrow kind of a guy. He doesn't look like a knife throwing robot in his shorts kind of a guy, does he?
Shorts? Wait.
Select your
Okay, that's true,
agent.
actually.
Wait, doesn't KO wear shorts? KO wears shorts. Eh?
No, he does not. I'm very sure that he does not wear shorts.
Okay.
I think that universe is having a little bit of a fantasy in its background, but ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna jump straight into the matchup. Regardless, the map of Haven is gonna be on
let's
point.
hold our
Both of these
horses here.
teams. We are not gonna talk about that. What we are gonna be talking about is both of the compositions, pretty much the exact same comp. And Excali, he did not pick up the Reyna. This is going to be a double initiator composition, and Excali picking up a Sky?
He has played it before. He's played it when he was playing with EXO. In the lineup of EXO, he used to constantly take Sky on the map of Haven. We'll jump into the game as we continue talking about this, though, because Excali on the Sky is something that I've not seen in a while. It's been a little bit of time, but I'm pretty sure he's confident. He's good with it. I've seen him be good with it. And he's going to be absolutely okay playing it the way that he wants to. And you can see there's smiles across the board, and Excali just got, well, frozen into a zombie. While Team Arrow, they've got a serious mind on them. They've got a serious face on them. And hopefully, they're here to have fun and make this a lot more competitive than the previous map. Let's find out.
Let's see how we can expect from both of these rosters. They're just gonna wait it down through, see how much they can find. But just as I was talking about that, just look at our boy Rafiel. Takes a swing, an immediate tap on towards the forehead, on towards the face of the A-Shore player. A-main player, sorry. But Enigma, they have full control now. They're just gonna wait it down through. Rafiel, this is easy for him. He gets easy 2 kills. They're not even gonna expect it. Rafiel gets away with murder. That's gonna be the first initial kill. He has a tailwind to go towards if he needs to, but he doesn't even need to go in for anything like that. Rafiel with a 3K. They ran in through the B side over onto A, which was completely clear. And now Arrow, the last 2 players, they're just holed up near garage. They made the sound, they made the noise. 1 flash and a couple of digs to go. They're gonna be able to find it all. 0-1 on the scorecards and a strong start for Enigma.
Indeed. All 5 headshots, all 5 kills were brilliant from the side of Enigma. Nobody lost their life. And even Rafiel, well, he started off with a 3K. This guy is a beast. Now he's got all of the fragging department duties on his head. And he's gonna be so happy with that. He's like, finally, Excali's not gonna take some of my kills. And maybe look for a 30 bomb in this one.
Looking to see if he could show up his buddy Rafiel and be like, hey, even I'm the star fragger here. I must be the new addition towards Enigma. I know you're the old dog here, but hey, I have the fragging rights and I have the fragging potentials, and maybe the Sky will be the best possible pick for him. We don't know just yet, so taking it slow and steady. It is gonna be Enigma, but Shane, he's already pushed up so far. He can easily find a kill for himself. Rexy, you need to get out of that real soon. A raw fuel from the sidelines. He's gonna be good for the first initial, but he's not gonna be good for the second. Instead, his buddies are gonna be the one to trade him on down through. And Rexy, it's all up to you. He wants to go in for a little bit too much of a fight. He was running around way too long. And 2 Spectres have already been dropped. This is gonna be a tough one for them, but Excali, he's waiting with his own sideline. He's just gonna chill. He's just gonna see what he can find. He's gonna give a heal towards his buddy. Now they have full control. And for the defenders, they need to go in for a possible retake.
Well, Excali holding down the weapon of death right now. And his teammates have got rescinding weapons in order of following. Antidote with a Spectre. RVK with just a Ghost. But with the time being a little bit of a problem here for Arrow, they need to get in up close a little bit sooner. That flash is going to allow Excali to know that they're around this corner. And RVK is going for it. He finds one and he's done his job. Jumping down to the ground is going to be HC, finding his death in the form of Antidote's bullets. That's going to be a second for Excali and co.
You're into already. And now with the first initial buy round coming through for the defenders, I do believe it's going to be looking up for Team Arrow, because normally on Haven, you really can't go in for the best of opportunities when it comes down to the anti-egos and your pistols, but it can work out. You have a lot of different avenues to work with if you want to try and go in for a play. But for now, at least, they're looking to see how much they can find here in this engagement in particular. Control has been established to a certain extent, but they've pushed up over onto Garage, but that's it. The defenders, they're giving up so much avenue and so much space. They have the A side under a lockdown, but what about the other sideline? Ooh. Maybe.
Okay, Shane finds another, but Antidote's around the corner. MSK is here too, and he's completely untouched by those shock darts, and they have no clue what they do. Antidote knows he's here. Rexy finds him, and Protagonist is left wondering what the hell just happened.
They gave too much space away. MSK, he really didn't need to stand on top of wood for that long. The fact that he was sitting there for the longest time. I don't think he was stuck, dude. I think he just wanted to wait and see. Like, he expected them to not even know he was there, but they spotted out his foot because of the smoke.
Rafuel was killed by him. And that's exactly why they know that MSK was around there. They know that he didn't push back because Antidote came immediately and found that kill onto Shane. And he knew that MSK is just around that corner, either in the smoke or on top of it. And with the third round, practically the bonus going in the hands of Enigma. Now they have weapons of the highest order to fight. RVK being the only one with a Sheriff, while the rest of his opponents also on Sheriffs. Excali with another kill, expecting one to be close up over here, and Protagonist is right here. Throws out a flash himself. Excali's not blinded, but he will be going down. Protagonist!
He is the protagonist of this entire story, so... Hey, kudos to you. There is no situation in this entire world where you should have gotten that, but if you're able to make it work, if you're able to make it happen, who am I to say no to any of that? But for now, they need to talk about the control. They need to wait it down through. Raw fuel, you need to be the one to survive. If you go in for a little bit too aggressive of a peak, it could just cost you here in multiple different occasions. RVK, he's not in the best of weapons for himself. He is running a Sheriff. His Sheriff shots have not been as deadly as he would have hoped for, but maybe they can switch everything out. Maybe they can do something a little bit better. Here comes the flashes. Here come the initiation. They're gonna be force rushing through.
One enemy remaining.
He just... Okay then. Rafuel finds 3, and no corners were checked. What? Shane just ran straight and he's like, yabba dabba doo, and he just... He didn't even check his right. That's the first...
Scooby-Doo. Goddamn Scooby-Doo. Alright. For now,
man.
we have lost our bite and Shane has lost his. He's just going in for swings at this pace, but I guess it was a bonus round. It was an eco round for them. They had a couple of weapons for themselves. They could have taken it slow, cleared out a lot of the corners, used their utility. They had a lot to work with, but Arrow feels like the team is miscommunicating on multiple different occasions.
Rafael picking up fight, going into garage. He's taking control of it. MSK, he can do nothing but just throw down a swarm grenade and not pick that angle. Antidote's made his way onto the side. Antidote's found the first kill. Rafael will go down though. And Antidote's down to 30 HP. He will be healed immediately by Excali as Rexy in towards garage is holding down the backstab. Just in case anybody has to go in there. Godchild still making his way towards this side. They're clearing out everything, but Rexy's found one more. 3 versus 3. It's all on to Enigma now to hold on to this post plant. That nano swarm delays them for just a little longer. There's even the turret looking up on them. As there is RVK finding another. Excali with the second. And RVK with the final one. Another round for Enigma. And another stride forward to shut this down 2-0. They are 5-0 up, by the way, Aggressive. And it's just been about less than 10 minutes that we started off this map. And thank the Lords above that they have triggered that timeout because it is a much needed one. They need to figure out what the hell's going wrong. They need to see what they can do differently. Maybe try to play A on a retake with 5 players alive and stack on B and C. That seems like a good option, but that only works for the next round because right now, it's going to be an either semi-buy or an eco.
They are going to try and talk right through their team. Godspeed is trying to give them some words of encouragement, but the thing is, I don't think words of encouragement are going to be doing any justice for you. It feels as though the team needs to just sit down and get on the right page. Someone is not making mid-round calls. And that's one of the prime reasons why they're falling apart here. You can already see that the IGL is having some issues trying to control the team, and Team Arrow, they're falling apart because of it. There will be a call to enter a side, but Shane pushed in through the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like, these type of problems don't happen unless your IGL is not able to take control of the team. And if Arrow are suffering from something like that, to take down Enigma even on a possible comeback, that will be difficult.
Well, Shane has found one. Excali's gone down, but Godchild creeping up close to mid-window is not going to find any success. MSK, though, he will take out one. Ice with another. HC. Ice cold Waynes right now. For the first time, looks like the timeout has worked out for them. They will have a man advantage, the side of Team Arrow. But them going in a little bit further over here is going to be a little difficult. Shane is very low. He's down to 20 HP and a bullet to a wall could scrape his life away. And there's a Killjoy ultimate to try and make things a lot easier for them. There's the ultimate going in from Rexy. Raphael's taken out MSK, but there's a backstab. The lockdown might be destroyed, but Rexy's done even damage to the second player here. And it's all onto him. 1 versus 2. And he's taken out one of them already. And he knows that this guy is still not defusing. He's got even the drone to go ahead and tag him up if need be.
This is bad. No. He's gonna stick it. There's more than a 0.3 seconds. 0.3 seconds. Rexy, you're playing a dangerous game out here, buddy. You're not playing Valorant anymore. Russian roulette from the side. That would have been a deadly one for them to lose here, because if they did lose that, you know how bad things would have gotten. The defenders would have had a massive bank to work with. They still would have been able to build up their economy for a further snowball effect. But the thing is, currently, because of the situation that Arrow are facing, they need to try and figure out some form of advantage and get some form of kill. Because currently, Enigma, they're just flushing them out of every single corner and every single avenue fight that they're trying to take just through their utility. They're not taking any form of egotistic gunfight. Like, I think you can agree with me here. But At the very end of the day, it's just
I got
the
this
raw
back.
utility usage and that difference causing Arrow to lose here.
Well, HZ is the only man holding down towards A, and he will have reinforcements coming in the form of protagonist as he's running from the spawn to come and help out his teammate. But the only thing that he needs to do is be right now
I've got
careful,
your trail.
retreat back. He's got stars all around him. He's got smokes popping
Why not
off.
go
He's
for a
got
retake?
flashes, and he's got bullets coming straight to his
Why not
head.
play for a retake?
Rough. Ah. This is getting from bad to worse now.
Bomb grenade out.
Enigma are playing a slow, patient game and then rushing out as a team together and not giving out any form of reinforcements to be gone away with raw fuel. As expected, sprays down both of them, takes the bait of his teammates. Hound coming in, and he's looking for the ace, but Antidote steals it away with a beautiful shot, and raw fuel is not happy about that.
Raphael's like, why, bro?
Why?
But at this point, it's just.
I should play some Astral Stars in this reality.
You know the thing though, aggressive. It's been usual business from Enigma, but they're not doing anything different than what we've seen them do before, have they?
No, they're just taking over a side and they're going on towards autopilot mode. And their autopilot mode is seemingly working out for them.
Ooh.
What I do love from Antidote in this scenario, though, he placed down both stars. He retracted them, but when you retract them, there is a weird I do believe it's a 2-second smoke. So that using that 2-second smoke, they're gonna be able to rush it down in. But Rook and Rob Fuel, he's gonna get away with murder. That's gonna be the first. That's gonna be the second. They had no idea he was inside of the side, and one by one, with surgical precision, Enigma, they're gonna be able to shut everyone down. This was just not a flawless here, universe. This was a flawless. Not even a single one of them took a single point of damage. The map of Haven is theirs to control, and this is what I meant, universe. Remember what I was saying when we looked at the map veto screen?
Yep.
To take an experienced team to Haven where they have played countless hours, not just to perfect their strategies, but to anti-strat teams such as Velocity and GE. To take them there.
Well, waste not, want not. But for now, it is looking like an opportunity going to waste. HC, for the first time, is going to find the first blood for his team. As the side of Enigma will trade back immediately. Scally finds one. The C side looking very, very dangerous right now. Look at what RVK is. RVK is going to crawl. I have no clue. How the hell did he even reach there?
What? He gets a second?
Yeah, he of course he gets a second. And Godchild left all alone with an operator.
He has 0 kills. He's been having the worst game out of them all.
Yeah, it's been 8 rounds and he's died 8 times. And he's probably gonna die for a 9th. And
That's the
that
sound
drop
cue.
of weapon, yep, that's the sound of death right there.
Oh,
no!
that's the sound of a lot more of a difference.
RVK! My guy! Wait, what is...
Hello?
What?
No RVK.
No, it's not RVK. What? Godchild and Excali exchanged positions. Godchild had no idea.
Godchild are like, oh, hey there. Oh, what's up?
Godchild had no idea. He just, again, the checking corners. He just did not even, he didn't even come in his POV. And now Team Arrow are struggling to put up literally anything and everything on the board. And Godchild is having probably the worst game. He's living a nightmare right now. They're being aggressive. They're not giving up hope just yet, though. They are being aggressive towards C, as Godchild wants his first kill and wants the first round as well on the back of it. But leaving the B side open like this is a mistake, my friend, because Antidote's gone past you and you have no clue about it. This is how even RVK got past. How is this time and again happening, aggressive? Antidote's gonna find easy pickings here.
Yeah, this is easy for him. There's no way
That's
Antidote.
one.
He knows. He should know. Hello, Andy! But fine. Arrow are just not gonna be able to find that refrag off. That's not going to be working out in their favor. Shane tries to go in for a push of his own, but gets caught out. Excali shuts him down immediate, but 8Z, he's looking quite good with that Guardian. He's going to be able to make it sing. Finds a couple of more kills for himself, but still is a 3 versus 2 situation. A pretty tough one in general to come on back from if you are not careful. They have the control, they have the sidelines. They're going for that push, but still RBK just holds it a lot more tighter. Team Ace for Enigma to take it on a 0-10 scoreline. And again, it feels as though there's too many avenues that you are not covering with the utility. You have a Killjoy alarm bot, you have a Sova, you have a Sky, you can push mid, you can push A long through just the sheer brute force of your utility to take control away from Enigma. Enigma have the entire map to control as the attack. And this is what we talk about at all stages throughout every single match that we cast Universe. To play Haven on defense, you cannot play it on the very regular basis. You need to take full control, otherwise it's just gonna fall apart. Godchild just gets domed on. The control from Enigma just keeps on building.
I've got your trail. You should run.
But here we go, Rafiol pushes out, Rexy gets one, Rexy finds 2, and that's pretty much business here, ladies and gentlemen. 4 versus 2, 11-0, looking pretty much undeniable at this point. Rexy wants these kills, Rexy wants more, but he's gonna have to rescind a little bit here. Antidote's gonna put up some safety measures just in case as the wall of death comes up here, or the wall of safety if you could say it. MSK gonna be concussed and eaten by the dog, but he's gonna be alive to get a little bit more strides forward. A few more strides, but for how long can he go? Excali with the blind. Here comes Antidote, gets one. 8C, the one man left standing, or the last man sleeping. That is going to be another round for Enigma, and probably the last one that we're gonna see in this half is gonna be another Enigma round.
It's 0-11.
Yeah,
It's
it is 0-11.
Is a comeback even possible anymore?
I've seen, we saw it, Aggressive. We saw 11-1 being upturned to 14-12, didn't we?
We did, but that was with a team that had direction. They had the potential, and they were slowly but surely bringing it all back. But in this situation, they're hitting the shots. That's the thing. I'm not saying that Arrow, they're missing any of it. They're hitting all of it. They're being an absolute trooper of a team, but it's just not enough. They need to bring in more. Godchild, as soon as he goes in for pushes like this, he just gets shut down immediately. There's no way he's winning out on a single gunfight. He's been having the toughest game of his entire life. For a player like him on a 0-12 scoreline, he can't bounce back from something like that.
Well, for now, it is a 4v4, so that's things a little bit even. But the A side has been given away. Plants are coming like chocolate candies right now for the side of Enigma.
Yeah, for you, it's a chocolate muffin.
Well, call me for being a sweet tooth, but I'll take it. I will take it. Right now, like Rexy is going to take away the Killjoy ultimate. It's going to be Enigma holding on for this post plant for dear life. Rafiol, what a shot that was on the protagonist coming out through the smoke. There's no way he's supposed to hit that, but he will hit another. And it's pretty much done and dusted. 12-0, and we are 1 round away from Enigma securing probably the yeah, it is going to be the first 13-0 in this season of the Gauntlet, but it's probably going to be the second or third. That's it in the entire Gauntlet series. Yeah, we've probably seen only just 1 or 2, haven't we, so far in the entirety in all 4 seasons.
I think the first one was against M42, if I remember correctly, but my memory could be playing tricks on me. It was M42 in one of those matches, I do believe. But 0-12. At this point, I don't think there's any way to come on back from this. I really don't. Mentally, your team is broken. They're just trying to force on down over into a side. Maybe try and figure something out. Maybe just get 1 round for your mental fortitude, and man, that's probably gonna be working. But Excali is not even gonna be given something away like that.
I think that is still workable though. 3 versus 2. Enigma are on the lower end of men, but they still have a good amount of health on both of their players. Whereas 2 players on the side of Arrow are pretty damn low. Rexy wants to find the players around his vision. He's gonna let Raw Fuel do the work, but Rexy's found one. He's got one more to find with the shock that he can. Oh, that could be it. That could be it.
Enemy remaining.
And that's it. Raw Fuel has gone down. It's up to the Sovas now. Ice versus Rexy. Rexy needs to stay alive.
Rexy.
He needs to get the plant down. And he's done it! It is the first 13-0 and the end of the series. It is a GG overall, ladies and gentlemen. Enigma have taken over this series and they have completely dismantled the side of Arrow. And this is probably a debut to forget, isn't it?
You're always gonna be remembering this. Rexy from the side, he's gonna be smiling. RBK is like, yes, thank you. Namaste.
Fist bumps across the board.
Yes, namaste, bro. He's gonna clear it all out, and Team Arrow, they know that this was a tough one. They couldn't bring this one back. They just had to fall apart here. And it's a rough one. To take a 13-0, especially on your first game in the Gauntlet. Yes, it was against one of the strongest teams in the entirety of South Asia, but you could have put up a little bit of a better performance. Godchild having the toughest game of his entire life, man. But we're
Yeah.
gonna talk more about that later on. Let's head on down over towards the match highlight, as it was a heartbreaking loss for Team Arrow, and there's no way to put it. Enigma, they just played it way better, and all of the problems that Team Arrow had, on the first initial map just became tenfold here.
He most certainly did. I think that, I love that they were being aggressive, even though they were so much down and dusted by the likes of Enigma. They still weren't giving up. They were going for these aggressive peaks. You could see Gottschalk so many times. He requested for the flash towards C Long from his, teammate protagonist, and he did give it. But Godchild really never found success. Like, literally never found success, because there was just too many players of Enigma on that side of his view. 3 players of Enigma are always sticking together in the first couple of seconds of the round, and you challenging them all by your lonesome is not an easy task. And even if it's a one and done thing, you need to get that one to be done, but it was just done. And here, this was a round where I think they could have almost gotten, because 0.31 seconds away, aggressive. That's how close they were to finding their first round.
Just didn't work out for them. Today was just not Team Arrow's day. They dropped like flies. Rafiel was having an absolute tear of his own, taking full control. Andy was being a beautiful anchor. And Excali was just setting up every single one of his teammates with proper flashes. You just can't beat that when there's this much proper utility usage unless you're able to answer back with your own. It's never going to work out for you. And fundamentally, the team just broke apart. And that's why Enigma were able to win. It's all about the fundamental mistakes and the experience factor that Enigma had under their belt as a team and also as players. Just got them the win here regardless.
Wow, that pretty much sums up the entire match here, ladies and gentlemen. Enigma, this was their highlight reel. They can pick up as many highlights as they want from this, but Team Arrow, they're going to have to go back to step 1, step 0 even, and try to make their way back on top. What went wrong? How could they let this happen? With this last kill, though, I really thought that, HZ could have pulled this one out. He got a little close to it. He did tag him down to 69-39. But in the end, it was Enigma. 18 kills for Raw Fuel, 14 for Antidote, 14 for Rexy, 10 for RVK, and 9 for Excali. Everybody did their best. And on the other side, one man has to forget this game, wipe it off of his forehead, wipe it off of his memory. God's child. It's just not his day today. But that's okay, though. There's always going to be some bad days, following which there will be at least one good day, and which I'm pretty sure he will be performing the best in.
I do believe that this was just a game that he just needs to shake off. He did have an amazing game when it came over to the map of Bind, so it's completely fine. Nothing to really worry about. Bounce on back from it, come back even stronger because, hey, you can't really say much because they're going up against Enigma. You take the loss, you take it as a learning experience, and you just push yourself forward even more. But for Raw Fuel, this was his day. 18 kills, 373 ACS. Remember what he said, Universe, previously, that someone's going to join all of the other rankings when it comes down to the MVPs? I think that Rafiel, he's coming for that #1 spot to take it away from Sami.
Yeah, he might just be. And looking at the overarching storyline just before we close out here, it is 13-6, 13-0 from Enigma. As Team Arrow will have to come back from this in the next coming up games. Well, at least one thing is for sure, the hardest stepping stone is now done. They can just wash it away and try to defeat the other teams. Have a set strategies come in to their gameplay. Have a set of different kinds of gameplay. Study the opponents and then come in, because this is, as a debut, would be scary considering if this is what going to continue in the days to come. But hopefully not. Arrow are going to be able to make a difference in their gameplay. Arrow are going to be able to make a stand happen. I believe in it. I think that just one BO3 does not define a team, and that definitely does not define Team Arrow. They're going to probably make a comeback, and we will see it, hopefully. Let's have a look at the group standings, though, as Enigma Gaming make their debut in Season 4, and they will be moving up with the strongest 2 points that we've seen so far.
Yeah, they're going to rush it all down. And in a way, the Gauntlet is there to allow teams to improve throughout the entire season. You lose out on one best of 3, what you freaking do. It's completely fine. You're just going to have to play through all of your rest 6 BO3s and just showcase exactly why you were chosen to be here in the Gauntlet, why you deserve to be here, and showcase to the entire world that, yeah, we took a pretty massive L when it came down to our first best of 3. But we were able to adapt, we were able to learn, and push ourselves forward even more moving on down the line. So, considering all of that, I do hope that Team Arrow are going to be able to grow further down the line. But for Enigma, hey, we are not really surprised. It's a 1 win for them, 2 points on the board. They're looking for multiple more. And they're looking for that #1 spot to possibly take it away from God Particles. That is pretty much what we are expecting, but for everyone else, they're slowly but surely settling in. We are expecting point margins like this. All Esports being able to take that first initial win for themselves with 2 points on the board for them. Everything is slowly but surely taking shape, and the Gauntlet Season 4 is pretty much kicking underway in the way that we expected. But the biggest surprise in my eyes has to be Orglis Universe. Initially, we did think that with their manager, they're going to have a tough time, but they're already on the top scoreline. They have a 1-1 and 3. We're going to be talking a lot more about them later when it comes down to their matches. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that we have for you for today. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you all for giving us your time. And if you just have a little bit more time, to make sure to go down below in the description. And while you're down there in the description, make sure to hit the like, hit that subscribe, and also hit that notification bell to get notified when we do go live with a lot more games, not just from the Gauntlet, but also our other IPs and other tournaments as well. The Esports Club is a place where the action just never stops, and we have a lot of tournaments all the time. Make sure to check out Crucial 656 if you want a jersey like this, and if you want to look cool and fly and also support your teams in the background. Thank you all for stopping by, and we're going to be seeing you tomorrow with a lot more action from the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, with our apparel partners being 656. Good night and happy gaming, everyone.